Hello, chat. Is chat something people still say anymore? I don't know. I'm too old. I'm too old for this. Hello, everyone. My name is Quispy, and today I'm going to be talking about FNAF fan games. Yes, there you go. Jingle, jingle. Don't scroll away. FNAF. You like FNAF, right? Five Nights of Freddy Five Bear. The real thing I'm going to talk about today is probably my most anticipated Five Nights at Freddy's fan game, and that is Fredbear and Friends 1985. If you haven't heard of this, I honestly wouldn't be surprised at all. At the time of me recording this, the community Discord server only has less than 60 people in it. And sorry, a car just drove out by my window. And I would just like to say a couple of things, right? This game, I just realized I'm covering Fox. I spent ages picking this out, only to immediately cover him with my mic. So we're gonna swap hands. Fredbear and Friends 1985 is a FNAF fan game currently being produced by AlloGames, named after the lead developer Allo, or I think that's his name. I don't know. It's what he goes by on the Discord. I'm not gonna kind of go any further into research than that. Can you tell? Can you tell this is unscripted? It is frankly a fantastic looking FNAF fan game. I can't say too much about it. Obviously, it's very early on in development, and based on what I've seen, it shows promise, but I can't really say anything other than that. The model work is great, and there's a lot of teasers that really harken back to the old FNAF days. When I look at these, I see FNAF 2. I wasn't really around for FNAF 1, so fuck it, maybe them too, but that was before my time. And even I didn't know what a Freddy Five Bear was, or why everyone was calling Chica the chicken and talking about it like it was so scary. I thought they were plushies. Don't know why I felt the need to share that, but here we are. I'm realizing that this is slowly turning into a kind of rant or like a ramble session again, really showing how unscripted this whole thing is. This is meant to be like a 1 minute TikTok. There is something I should mention, and that is currently there's an ARG going on. Now, I know some of you, like me, will probably hear the word ARG and kind of get turned off the whole thing. ARGs can be really hit or miss, and I don't think there's a bigger feeling of FOMO than coming across an ARG that genuinely interests you and then missing out entirely on it. And just having to watch a video essay about some guy talking about it, and then you kind of just sit there going, wow, that looked fun. Trust me, we've all been there. But this ARG, I feel like, is done in a very healthy manner. Before the ARG started, AlloGames had a website. Very similar to Scott Games. There would be a couple of teasers up there occasionally, at least from my understanding. Again, I wasn't really around when this was happening. But there was a countdown that began at a random point, with little quotes in the text and underneath the countdown. Don't worry, these are all archived, so if you feel like you're missing out on anything, you're not. They're all there for you to look at, so, you know, it's okay. It's okay. You're okay. Anyway, as the countdown was slowly ticking down, the community was in hysterics. What was it counting down to? A new teaser? Maybe in more modeling work? Or maybe Allo was playing a joke. Allo isn't really mean like that, but he is known to interact with his community in a very funny way, and I feel that he needs to be given some props for that. But enough glazing Allo aside. The countdown ended, and we were left with a blue screen with the option to put in a passcode. I'm not going to spoil what the answer to the passcode is, because I feel like this is one of the reasons why this ARG is beautifully done. When the community figured out what the passcode was, the website didn't change to something new that would then have to be, just overhauled. Everyone else who didn't find it out, too bad. You suck. You are still given the opportunity to look through the evidence that Allo has presented to you and figure it out. You still need to log in. So while other people are maybe further along in the mystery, you can still figure it out for yourself. And that is why I feel like this is very healthily done. I'm usually against ARGs, but I feel like the way this is done is something else. And I feel like can really get new people engaged as well as the old. As the old people continue to move forward, the new people can still start at square one. And if they wish, to ask the community for help to be pushed along, but don't necessarily have to. I've talked about the models, I've talked about the teasers, I've talked about the ARG, but there's still one important thing I feel like I need to talk about, and that is the fact that this game is being developed in Roblox. I know, alright, right, stop. That might turn some of you off the game. The idea that oh, it's being developed in Roblox. Why can't it be like on GameJolt or with Click Team or something like a traditional FNAF fan game? First of all, grow up. I don't know. I'm talking to the FNAF community, so that's probably not going to happen. I feel like I just signed my death warrant with that. There have been some issues with the models, to my understanding, trying to import them into Roblox that has caused some problems, and so I don't know if they will necessarily always stay in Roblox. It is way too early on in development to talk about really to any real capacity. In fact, they're still so early on in development. They're still looking for voice actors, and I urge you, if you are an aspiring voice actor or actor to any capacity and want to get your name onto something of high quality, now is the time to do it. I should preface, it is all volunteer work. No one is getting paid for their voice acting work in this game. But honestly, it is of such high quality that I wouldn't mind just taking credit anyway. It is a non-profit FNAF fan game made in Roblox. I don't think anyone anticipated getting paid, but its quality itself will look really good on whatever reference you want to use it as. I'm probably going to link the Discord either in the comments or in the description or something, and I really urge you to check it out if you are interested in FNAF to any degree, especially FNAF fan games. Again, you can go in, look at the ARG, look at the teasers, and decide it's not your thing. That's totally fine. But if I don't talk about it, I'm doing a disservice to Allo and his team, because it's such a small community with such a great and large idea that they are really hoping to genuinely get out there. This doesn't feel like it's going to be one of those fan games where, it rolls down a couple months, then it gets canceled. There's something different about this one. Or I guess something not different. It's nostalgic. It feels like FNAF of old to me. And I kind of want to talk about it for that reason. I know this YouTube video is really long, and I want to thank you all for sticking it out for so long to listen to me ramble about this random FNAF fan game I came across. Congratulations, you lasted this long. I'll give you a maple syrup foot job behind the days. In all seriousness, I really urge you to check this out, engage with the community, engage with the team, and kind of make your own decision on it. After all, I'm just a random guy on the internet. I can't convince you to think a certain way. I think everyone is entitled to their own opinion and should figure out their own opinion on things. Anyway, that's all. I'm Quispy. Thanks for watching or listening. Like, comment, and subscribe. Or don't. I don't give a shit. I just wanted to talk about FNAF fan game.